The bear has always been an expression of creativity with each major character, and you'd never expect a spin-off prequel episode that is a teaser for a new season to be a profound piece of filmmaking craft that touches on deep subject matter that moves you to the core. Well, that's what the Bear's Secret episode did. Gary not only acts as a compelling piece of television, but touches on something much deeper with how it reframes modern masculinity and the male psyche. The episode follows Mikey and Richie before the beginning of Season 1 during a road trip that changes the course of both of their lives forever. Richie is expecting the birth of his child and Tiffany tells them to be back by 5:15 p.m. From there, Christopher Storer, who directs this episode, unravels masculinity with many small nuances. These nuances are introduced pretty much from the get-go of this episode. These characters just having fun, playing basketball, and talking shit while playing. There's something just very spiritual with the bond between Mikey and Richie. It's a real illustration of male friendships, being an absolute idiot, talking shit while playing sport, but none of it is harmful. It's all just playful banter and competitiveness. Jon Bernthal, throughout the whole episode, is masterful as a character that, as we all know, has a very short fuse and is extremely rowdy. He brings that rowdy nature to the basketball game, but he keeps it fun. However, even here, you feel something shimmering underneath, some tension. This is where the episode utilizes what we know about these characters in the events of the show to its advantage. What Christopher Storer understands about direction and what Jon Bernthal and Ebon Moss-Bachrach understand about writing is that they can tell a story through more than just words and screaming. There are real performances taking place throughout this episode. This shimmering happening underneath the surface isn't explained through words. Jon Bernthal utilizes tone and facial expressions to convey some of the battles happening inside his character's head. An example of this comes from when Richie enters the bar and Mikey is sitting in the car by himself. The expression on his face as he's sitting there tells you the thought processes he's having. This is the real Mikey, no facade, no mask, a broken man at the end of his life. You contrast that moment with the events that happen afterwards in the bar. Mikey finally decides to enter and is playing a game of truth or fiction with Richie, with a bunch of people they just met. There is something there that really struck me. Richie is being Richie, loud, obnoxious, but having a great time, and everyone is having a great time with him. He goes up to the counter to get a drink, and there is this look of pure admiration that Mikey has for Richie as he walks off, and it's just so moving. Even if Mikey is going through it, that look felt as genuine as anything else. Mikey's tortured, he's battling the darkest thoughts imaginable, but when he's with Richie in this moment, he is there having fun, and it's like a band-aid where he can let go of those thoughts for 5 seconds. The dichotomy of these two friends hits a stark difference as Mikey is sitting in the bathroom stall with the woman. Taking a bump, he recounts the story of how his mother would tell him in specific detail what would happen in his day ahead of time and how that would ease his anxiety and help him so much. At this point, he mentions how one day she decided to no longer do that anymore, and he just looks lost in this very moment. Mikey is a character that has a lot of people depending on him. He's in deep financial trouble and he is crumbling under pressure and anger towards his family. The way the world has become, it is easy for a lot of people to fall into that headspace as pressure keeps building and building. And for a character like Mikey, that amount of pressure and emotion, which he continues to push down, only comes out in destructive ways. You put that against the following scene of Richie having one too many drinks, having a laugh, and just being the life of the party at the bar while Mikey is in the beginnings of a real downward spiral. It's sad that Mikey could never bring Richie into that side of his life, but I understand that feeling of him only wanting to see the good side, hiding what's going on in his head. He doesn't believe Richie will help him. He doesn't think he can be helped, which that loss Richie experiences still permeates throughout The Bear as a show, because how could you just move on from that? The culmination of the themes presented and the ultimate message the episode presents hits its crescendo by the end of the bar sequence, where they are preparing to leave. Mikey has always been a character who represents the phrase, hurt people, hurt people. He is filled with self-destructive tendencies as he is unraveling before our very eyes. This is what will end up being one of the final moments between the two. And what does it become? Firstly, very emotional, with Mikey telling everyone about Richie and how he is genuinely happy. The way John Bernthal presents this line about Richie being happy feels like a turning point in tone for the scene, and something that stabbed me like a dagger when delivered. I began to tear up in this very moment and couldn't stop myself, and Mikey transitions from that to talk about how much of a failure Richie is as a human and how he will fuck up as a parent too. The duality between this very moment and the one between where Calm is stuck in the freezer at the end of season 2 is clearly intentional and speaks to why Richie is still having a hard time reconnecting to Calm after that very moment. Mikey's final rant, his self-destructive tendencies, selfish nature, and not leaving the bar leads to Richie missing that time and beginning a downward spiral for Richie. This might have been Mikey's turning point. He doesn't truly think these things about Richie. He is jealous of his happiness. He is a tortured soul, and with all this pain he feels, the only way he knows how to express that act is by absolutely trying to ruin the beautiful friendship he shares with Richie. All of these moments that Mikey experiences reframes modern masculinity and the male psyche. Even now, it is tough for many men to express themselves in many forms. Many, through their beliefs, suppress emotions in a way that leads to constant frustration and thoughts that reel off one by one. This leads to outbursts, being hurtful, and just lost as a human being. These hurtful tendencies derived from this can even impact the ones we love the most. And this episode, it was one too many times. I believe this is a sad reflection of masculinity even today. Mikey is a character that represents those feelings of severe anxiety, depression, self-isolation, combined with the expectations to be successful, to support everyone when you haven't put anything in place to support yourself. And I think the Bear's Secret episode touched on substantial subject matter with heart to illustrate once again why this TV show is a true work of art and a sad reflection on mental health.